I'm off.
Okay.
Uh, I'm not myself. I'm grumpy, which I mean, you know me. That see,
Yeah, totally.
like, is that it?
Sometimes life is given us the perfect storm to look at who we think we're supposed to be versus how we really are. And I think how we really are is always way more important to focus on than who we think we're supposed to be.
Mix 102.5, the best mix from the 90s to now. Big Papa in the afternoon. It is a mental wellness Wednesday. Life coach Rebeccah Silence, author of the upcoming book, Coming Back to Life, and the emotional survival kit available at RebeccahSilence.com. Rebeccah, how are you?
Well, I am very well. We are in fall, and this is the season to let fall away what doesn't serve us. I'm eager to hear what we're talking about today.
Well, it has something to do with the timing. Mercury drinking the Gatorade or the retrograde.
Retrograde.
Yeah, like I never believed in that stuff,
I love
but
that
I
you're asking me about Mercury retrograde.
but I
It's hysterical.
swear, I swear Mercury is this whole thing is kicking me right in the teeth, and I don't know how to like I can do I blame that? Is it me? Like I can't be the only one, right?
No. Well, you're certainly not the only one, but let me just ask a clarifying question.
Oh, here
What
we go.
is it that you're experiencing? Like, what is it that's kicking you in the teeth? What's happening?
Literally just I'm off.
Okay.
Uh, I'm not myself. I'm grumpy, which I mean, you know me. That see,
Yeah, totally.
but I don't know. It's like I'm tired all the time, and I'm just I'm grumpy. I'm not like motivated, and that's just not like I'm still handling my responsibilities,
Yeah.
but beyond that, like I'm just like
Okay.
jello right now. And it just kind of came on, and I don't know, like, is that it?
Okay. Here's what I know for sure. This is a season where it's time to get honest. As we head into fall, it's time to get honest. So maybe Mercury retrograde is playing a part. All Mercury retrograde is a time that asks us to get honest. How are we living? Is it in a way that honors and respects and takes care of us? Are we going through the motions? Are we going against ourselves? This is a time, fall Mercury retrograde, where our bodies are telling us how we feel and the truth about how we're living, whether our minds want to pay attention to that or not. So, what I mean by that is, I would suggest your body is letting you know something's off about how honest you're being with yourself about how you're living. Meaning, are you living in a way that is giving you anything to look forward to? Do you have anything you're excited about that you're creating beyond the day to day status quo? This is a time for us to look at what we're living for and how we're living. It doesn't mean anything bad is happening or that anything externally is happening to you. It's just an opportunity to get honest. And I want to tell you a quick story. So, one of the biggest female leaders in central New York has been working with me for years, was at my January women's retreat. And this is a very bubbly person, right? Like bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. Well, at my retreat, she was so just kind of flat and what's happening to me, what's happening, this isn't me. But what was really going on is she was letting go of this persona and she was letting herself just fall into a more honest way of being. She doesn't have to be bubbly and have this persona and this act. And that act isn't what has had her get so successful. It's who she is. So she dropped into letting some of that act go and got way more honest and risked being seen just real, straight, how she was without all the bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. And
Mhm.
I think she's tripled her sales since January in her company.
That's great.
So what I'm saying is sometimes life is giving us the perfect storm to look at who we think we're supposed to be versus how we really are. And I think how we really are is always way more important to focus on than who we think we're supposed to be. And having something to live for, regardless of an emotional off moment or chapter or whatever it is that's happening, is so critical. So I would invite everyone listening and you, Gary, to be thinking about, what do I want to create this fall? What am I living for? What is it that takes care of me? How do I want my life to be going? Start with those questions and don't blame it on Mercury retrograde or the fall or anything external. It's okay to just be where you are. And happy people are knowing who they are, honoring who they are, whether they're experiencing anger, fear, grief, joy, or excitement. Often we only think we're okay if we're joyful and excited. And most of the time, most people aren't joyful and excited. So then they think something's wrong with them. Nothing's wrong. It's just emotions. It's just a season. They pass. Focus on what are you living for, what honors you, what takes care of you, and what respects you. And these emotions will shift and move and transform, I promise.
With all that being said, and you absolutely helped a ton of people just now because you made the paint the paint stroke broad enough where everybody can get a little something from that. With all that being said, when's the end of Mercury retrograde? When's that over?
You know what? Hold on. I know it started, I think, September 9th. And I will tell you, it's real. I mean, I shot 2 shows for when I was away doing my Healing is Possible weekend retreat, which was phenomenal. And both of them, I sent it to my assistant and it was all wonky. So we had to just do audio because it didn't work. So Mercury retrograde ends October 2nd. Just a little bit longer, September 9th to October 2nd. But it's just an opportunity for us to get honest. Relationship dynamics, get honest. You know, how we are spending our time and energy. If it's not really good for us, our bodies will let us know. It's good news.
Sunday. Just gotta get to Sunday.
Yeah.
I appreciate you more than you know.
Just got to get through this, right? Just got to
It's
get
a
honest.
Mental Wellness Wednesday. The Emotional Survival Kit is available right now at RebeccahSilence.com. Pre-order the book. That'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks, coming back to life wherever you get your books. Rebeccah, always a pleasure. We'll talk to you next week.
Love you all. Bye. Bye.